Yeah. We should be starting our special meeting in just a couple minutes, so if you can take a seat at this time, that would be much appreciated. You get to call your own meeting to order.
All right, so it is 5:35 p.m. and I'm going to call this special meeting to order. And I do see visibly that we do have a quorum. Thank you, everybody, for coming by today. We're going to move on to item 2.
Yes, sir, Mayor. The meeting was posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act on October 15, 2025 at 5:45 p.m., sir.
Thank you. If you're wondering why we're being so formal, when we are all together, we have to have a special meeting posted, to abide by law. And even though it's a presentation for me, so I have to admit it's very unusual, but very, very grateful. So thank y'all for coming, and I think we have a presentation now.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, we're going to have a meeting to celebrate the man of the hour. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to Edinburg City Hall. We're going to make it quick so you all can head out and join us in the foyer, mingle, and have some great refreshments. First off, thank you for joining us for this very special and I guess somewhat bittersweet occasion as we come together to celebrate our Mayor Ramiro Garza Jr. since he's soon going to be stepping away from his position leading our 4-time All-America city. During his time in office, Mayor Garza has led with vision, with integrity, and just a real genuine love for this great community of ours. From our 2040 committees to All-America City, Mayor has had a hand in so many projects. And so tonight we gather to express our heartfelt gratitude for his years of dedication and his years of leadership here to the city of Edinburg. At this time, I would like you to turn your attention to the screens. If you can please join me in watching a short tribute video highlighting just a few of Mayor Garza's most memorable moments, his achievements, and the big, big impact he has made on our city. So let's roll it. Yeah, he deserves a standing ovation, guys.
Thank you all. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
What a wonderful reflection of a very remarkable journey here in our city. At this time, I would like to invite our Edinburg City Council to join us here in front of the podium for a special presentation to Mayor Garza, as a small, small token of appreciation for his outstanding service to the city of Edinburg. Of course, we have to take the obligatory photos, Mayor. I know you love those. Speaking of photos, Mayor, I don't know if you know this, but your official photo is now on the honorary mayor's wall here in Chambers, also on the south side of the room. So let me have you in front, Mayor. We need one with a family, please. Miss Maria, you are in a lot of those photos right by his side. Thank you so much, Council. Mayor, I don't know if you want to share a few words before we head out to the foyer and have some cake and punch. A few words?
Sure, I'm gonna ask my wife and my daughter to join me up here. Put them on the spot. No, first of all, thank you. I did not expect this. I was joking as I was coming in. I said, I was told you gotta be here at 5:30 because there's a special meeting at 5:30. I said, how am I not knowing about that? I'm supposed to call that meeting. They said, well, it's for you. You're not supposed to know everything. So, first of all, thank you. This was not expected. I did not expect to be recognized like this. I decided to run. It was, me talking to my wife and my family about, coming back and serving in a different capacity here in the city. As you've seen, they dug out a photo. By the way, that was from 2010. So just so y'all know, that was about 15 years ago, 16 maybe. I love our city, and y'all know very well, I was not born and raised here, but when I moved here about 25 years ago, it's been about 25 years ago, I was embraced and welcomed as if I'm from here. And so I've always said that, and this is our home. My kids don't even know that originally I'm from Port Isabel. They said, no, we're from Edinburg. Our home is Edinburg. But, I just wanted to get back. I had served here in the city as EDC director and a city manager, and I just felt I still had something in me to give back, and came back, and thanks to a lot of people in the community, a lot of you, I was able to get support, to serve in this role. And as y'all know, earlier this year, I was, I got my diagnosis, and it was just a big shock to me and my family. I feel like it's deja vu. I think my wife and I were standing here just announcing it to you all, but you know what? It's something that really changed our whole perspective and outlook on things. And I felt like it was time to just focus on myself, and my family, and make sure that I dealt with it 100%. And so that's what we've done. And like I told you, I'm going to be here. I think it was about January when we announced the end of January. And I said, look, I'm not stepping down completely. I'm going to finish my term, which is what I'm doing. And I'm going to do it as best as I can. And I think some of you had joked with me, like, are you, like, you're still out there, like and I said, well, I feel fine. As long as I'm good, I'm going to be out there supporting everything we do in our community. So having said that, I want to start by just thanking my family. My son's not here because he's up in college, but otherwise he'd be here, even though he probably wouldn't want to stand up here with this. He's real shy. I wouldn't do what I do without them. me serving. It's a family commitment. It's not, yeah, it's a big personal commitment of mine, but it's a family affair, right? And I think a lot of you, I see elected officials here, you can't do it alone. It takes a whole family support system. And, they've been right there with me. So, whatever recognition I'm getting, I share it with them because, we all do our part. Every one of us has a role. We sit on Sundays and we go over the calendar for the week. Because a lot of you ask me, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I said, it's because of all of us. We kind of have a great team and figure out how we could, not only tend to city things, but more importantly, tend to family things. Last night I was holding my daughter's drum. We were marching out in the practice field, but I love to do that, and we try to figure it out. But I want to thank them because without them, we couldn't be here. I want to thank, God for giving me not only the ability to be able to serve, but also for helping me, get through this treatment that I have been through. And luckily right now, everything is going very, very well. I want to thank all the supporters out there in the community. I really appreciate y'all being there. All the calls that I get and not congratulatory, also just what we need to do. Even up until this morning, I'm still getting calls about what we need to do at the city. The work never ends. Y'all know that. And, but I love that. I really do because that's what we signed up for. I see, our former mayors here. I will start with Mayor Ochoa. He's actually was mayor when I first moved here. I was hired as EDC director. I want to thank you, Mayor Ochoa, for that confidence in me. It's because of him and their leadership at the time that I was hired in the year 2000. And then Richard Garcia became mayor, and he decided to keep me on, so thank you at that time. And, we continued, and then Joe Ochoa came back, and I continued serving, and, I served with both of them for many years, and, it's just been a great ride, and I, taken a little bit of their leadership and applied it to what I do, and, I've been very grateful for that. And to get to work with State Representative Terry Canales, he came on board like in 2012, and, I was city manager at the time, and we've worked closely together since then, and then now as mayor. And Commissioner Torres, just continue to work together. No one as a city can do anything alone, it takes partnership. So thank you, Commissioner, for your efforts and for being here and for being a supporter. Our city family, thank you so much. We have the best team in the Rio Grande Valley, I'll say in the state of Texas. Let's give our city employees a hand, please. We as elected officials get the recognition, but, our city employees, we're 1,200 strong. A lot of them are here, sitting around here. They work really, really hard each and every day. It's not an easy job. I was in their shoes because anytime a citizen gets in contact with them, it's never a good situation, something they need help, right? And so, I applaud them and for all that they do. My fellow city council, our city council, y'all see me as mayor. I'm one vote. My vote equals as much value as theirs. All 5 votes are equally across the board, so it's not like whatever the mayor says. We have a great team. We don't always agree on everything, but that's okay. That's how it should be, for us to be able to do the best that we can for our city. So thank you all so much for this honor, this recognition. I'm not going anywhere. I still live here, and I still plan to be involved. Luckily everything's going very well in my treatment. And, I'm just, going to go back and spend more time with my family, spend more time with my business, and we'll see what happens in the future. But thank you all so much for this, opportunity to serve. It's just been the greatest honor for me to be able to serve as your mayor. And, but I've told the council that, whatever help they need, I'm still around. Call me, and the city management team, they know, and the commissioner, representative, everybody that's in office, they know. My phone number still be the same. So, feel free to reach out. But thank you all so much for this honor, and may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you. Yes. Okay.
I also want to thank everybody that showed up and everybody that supported him throughout his 4 years of being a mayor. And I just want to say I'm very proud of you. When he gets home, he's on the phone. He's always trying to help out, whether it's a citizen, a complaint, anything. He's always 200% about the city, okay? So I have a honey-do list, so just so y'all know, that's part of the thing. Thank you.
But before you guys leave, Mayor, if we could all I'm sure we all have a couple words. I want to say thank you. It's a bittersweet moment. Getting in office with somebody like you made everything so worthwhile. Your background, your leadership. I remember the phone call when he called me that he was running for office, and I said, "So am I." We had no idea, even though we've known each other a long time. I had no idea he was running for mayor. I had already said I was going to run for council, and everyone was saying, "Well, who's going to run for mayor?" And I would say, "Not me. I've never been part of city government. I would want to learn. I'll never pretend to do a job that I don't know how to do." So when he called me, I literally said, "Yes." All I've told everyone that's called me is it's got to be somebody who knows city government, who has the background, who can do the job correctly. And I would say, and that's not me. I'm happy to run as a council member, learn the ropes, and see where this takes me. So when you called me, it was one of the best things I had heard in a very long time. Having you here with all the roles just made everything so much easier. Your advice, your steadfastness. I don't know if you guys noticed, but every time there's a motion, the mayor doesn't make a motion. He usually waits for everybody else. That doesn't always happen in other departments. But thank you for everything. I know you're not going very far. As a matter of fact, we've been telling him, don't go too far because I'm not going to let you go. Thank you for everything, Maria and your family. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you guys have contributed. And I know it's not a goodbye, so no, we're here waiting for your next step. Thank you very much.
Mayor, real fast, I just want to say a couple words too. You're going to go through the whole council real fast, but I'll keep it short. As we all know, Dan likes to stretch out things a little bit, but but it literally was an honor and a privilege to serve with you. Your leadership and your expertise and your what most stands out is your ethical background and being transparent. It truly was, like I said, an honor and a privilege to serve with you, and along with a great council here. So, like Dan says, I know you're not going very far. I know you're going to be involved, and I'm looking forward to the future.
Real quick, Mayor, just one, thank you for giving so much you gave to the community on this your full term. The one thing I can honestly say that I've learned about you and is just how professional you are, and how much you've taught me as a person, seeing you analyze everything. I call it the situation room in the back, but there's a lot of stuff that happens back there, and I would just see his mind just analyze everything like that. I'm like, man, there's a lot of information. That's like a computer in there, and you've just taught me so much. I consider you a mentor, and I cannot say nothing but thank you for making me a better man and a better person. So thank you, Mayor, and it's been an honor to serve with you.
Mayor, even though I have the shortest amount of time with you, being up here with you, I want to thank you for everything you've done for our city. When I came on board, you pulled me aside. We had lunch together, and you just gave me a breakdown of how everything was and how you like to run meetings and how everybody was like a family up here. And I appreciate that for you welcoming me in with open arms. Thank you.
Mayor, don't go too far. Chairman Canales has a special presentation as well.
Mayor, you were talking about not knowing, and generally I know most of everything that's going on in the city, and I found out a little late too, so this flag was actually driven down from Austin today. Wow. It was flown over the Capitol in your honor. I want you to know that when I started working with you as a city manager, but when you were running your election, Edinburg was making some headlines for the wrong reasons, and with your election and your inauguration, you led us out of some dark moments, and your steady hand and steady leadership will never be forgotten. I want you to know that you embody what I look for when I vote for somebody, which is honesty and integrity. And I wanted you to know that, and Maria to know that you're not done. So I don't know what your next step will be, but public service is your calling because you're a hell of a public servant. Thank you so much.
Thank you for driving the flag. That's amazing. Thank you so, so much. It's a short window, but we invite everyone to please join us out in the City Hall foyer for a small reception and refreshments, where then you can personally thank Mayor Garza and wish him the very best in his next chapter. We all want to keep him, but unfortunately he's got to go. So we do have a backdrop that is set up back there for anyone who'd like to take some more photos. And once again, thank you all so much for being here to celebrate our amazing mayor. And Mayor, I think you actually have to adjourn your own meeting. So
We got somebody here. Go ahead. Motion to adjourn?
I'll do it, Mayor. I'm Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
A motion to second. We're adjourned.
we actually do have lots of cake. So please, please join us for that and refreshments and lots of pictures out there in the foyer, please. Coming up next on ECN, a regularly scheduled meeting of your Edinburg City Council. On the council, Mayor Ramiro Garza Jr., Mayor Pro Tem Jason De Leon, Council Member Daniel Dan Diaz, Council Member David Salazar Jr., and Council Member Jerry Lozano. Sitting in as advisors, City Manager Myra Ayala and City Attorney Josie Ramirez Solis. And now, live from Edinburg City Hall, the Edinburg City Council.
All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order. It is 6:08 p.m. of our regularly scheduled meeting on October 21st. Thank you all so much for coming today. We do have a quorum this evening with all members of council present, with the exception of Council Member David Salazar. We're going to start, as we do every meeting, with a prayer. And I believe we have,
It's Pastor Arturo Chapa from Apostolic Assembly.
yes, Pastor. Mr. Chapa, thank you so much for coming here. Would you please stand for prayer at this time?
Mayor Garza and council members, on behalf of our church, we are very appreciative and happy that y'all serve in the capacities that y'all serve in. It means a lot to our community and to us as church members as well. And I also take the time to say to you, Mayor Garza, that our church very often prays for you, and I lead the prayers in our church on Sundays, and we pray for you for your recovery as in the Lord's hands be upon you. We also pray for the rest of the council members, and we also pray for our police department members, fire department members, and the rest of the employees for our city. We are very proud for our city, and we thank you all for your leadership. I'm going to cite some scripture in 1 Timothy chapter 2, verses 1, 2, and 3 that says the following. I exhort, therefore, that first of all, supplications, prayers, intercessions, and giving of thanks be made for all men, for kings and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceful life in all godliness and honesty. For this is good and acceptable in the sight of God, our Savior. Let's go ahead and pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day. We thank you for your many blessings. We thank you, Lord Jesus, for our council members. And we thank you for all the things that you have done for our great community through these servants that you have chosen to lead us. We ask that this meeting be under your anointing and your direction. Give this gentleman the wisdom, the understanding, the direction, and the anointing that they need, that they may lead this community for the benefit of all the community. We ask that you do this in Jesus' name. Amen. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. We will now cite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We're going to move on to item 2, certification of public notice.
Yes, sir, Mayor. The meeting was posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act on October 15, 2025 at 5:45 p.m.
All right, thank you. Moving on to item 3, disclosure of conflict of interest.
Yes. Under state law, a local government official is required to disclose a substantial interest for themselves or certain family members and abstain from voting on matters related to such a conflict. Are there any conflicts to disclose related to matters on today's agenda?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. All right, thank you. Under mayor's report, I don't have anything other than just to say thank you again. We just had a little ceremony right before this meeting, and I just want to thank everyone for the opportunity to serve you as your mayor. It's not my last meeting. I know we have one other meeting in 5th of November, I think. But I just take this opportunity to just thank you all, and I want to thank our city staff, our city team for all that they do out in our community, all 1,200 of them. They work real hard each and every day, and my thanks to them and their families for the commitment to our city. So that's all I have. And then next item, city manager's report.
Yes, sir, Mayor. First, I want to thank you also for your leadership and your continued contributions to the city of Edinburg. And I want to thank you personally for the opportunity that was afforded to me, from yourself and the council. But I do have a couple of events that I wanted to discuss and inform the public. Inform the public. The first one is Los Muertos Bailan, and it's a cultural arts. I would like to invite the community to the annual Los Muertos Bailan celebration. It's a 2-day Day of the Dead festival honoring art, culture, and remembrance. The festivities begin on Friday, October the 24th at the ACE Center, located at 315 West McIntyre, with Canta y No Llores. It's an all-day mariachi event featuring master classes, a vocal competition, and a mariachi showcase concert from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Guests can also enjoy outdoor food and artisan vendors. The celebration continues on Saturday, October the 25th, from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Promenade Park Amphitheater, located at the same it's at the same location, with live music, dance performances, art activities, vendors, and the signature Los Muertos Bailan procession. This year's community altar will honor Sabrina Walker Hernandez for her lasting contributions to the Edinburg community. The next item I have is the Fall Brawl. The Fall Brawl returns on Saturday, November the 1st. It's hosted by the Edinburg Parks and Recreation, and this exciting event will feature 25 USA Boxing sanctioned amateur bouts. Proceeds from this event will benefit the Edinburg Cares Thanksgiving Food Drive, so the community is invited to attend and cheer on their favorite youth boxers and support a great cause. The event will begin at 1 p.m. at the Edinburg Recreation and Wellness Center. For more information on general admission tickets or VIP seating, attendees may contact Parks and Recreation at 956-381-5631. And then last but not least, I do have the Veterans Parade. The City of Edinburg invites the community to participate in the annual Veterans Parade on Saturday, November the 8th, beginning at 9:30 a.m. The parade will travel north along Klausner Boulevard, honoring our veterans and all who serve our country. Community members, organizations, and groups interested in joining can register at edinburgarts.com/Veterans Parade. Residents are encouraged to attend and show their support as we come together to celebrate the bravery, dedication, and service of our nation's heroes. That concludes my report. I don't know if y'all have any questions regarding these events. Thank you.
Thank you. That being the case, we're going to move on to item 6. We have several proclamations this evening. The first one, we have a proclamation recognizing October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, as requested by Mujeres Unidas Women Together group. And I believe we have them here present today. If you're here, if you can please step up to the podium. Our City Secretary will read the proclamation for the record.
Yes, sir, Mayor. Domestic Violence Awareness Month, October 2025. Whereas Domestic Violence Awareness Month is observed each October, providing an opportunity to raise awareness about domestic violence, promote prevention efforts, and support survivors of this devastating but common issue. And whereas the impacts of domestic violence are not confined to any group or groups of people, but across all economic, age, racial, and societal barriers, and are often supported by silence. And whereas domestic violence violates an individual's privacy, dignity, security, and humanity due to the systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic control and or abuse. And whereas domestic violence not only harms individual victims, but also tears at the fabric of families, communities, and society as a whole, perpetuating cycles of abuse and trauma. And whereas community organizations, advocates, law enforcement, healthcare professionals, and countless others work tirelessly to provide support, resources, and education to those affected by domestic violence. And whereas the Edinburg City Council recognizes that by coming together as a community, we can raise awareness, challenge harmful attitudes and behaviors, and work towards preventing domestic violence in all its forms. Now therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Edinburg, Texas, by the power vested in them by law, do hereby recognize October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Good evening, Mayor and City Garza and City Council. We are here to speak about an issue that affects millions of people, yet is too often silenced by fear, shame, and isolation: domestic violence. Domestic violence is not just physical abuse. It includes emotional manipulation, financial control, and verbal intimidation. It thrives on power of fear and the silence of those who may feel trapped in a cycle they cannot break. My name is Sonia, and I am a domestic survivor, and I will share my story. A story is never easy to tell, especially as a survivor. I was married for 17 years and lived a happy life for the first few years. This is something I never shared with my family or my friends, as I was ashamed and afraid. For years, I tried to make sure not to make him angry or jealous to avoid any confrontation. Some days we were happy, and others I was calling county sheriffs on speed dial to help me. One day I was at a civic meeting in Edinburg, and Mujeres Unidas was there to make a presentation on their services they offered. So shortly after, I sought out and went to Mujeres Unidas and received their counseling. I did not feel safe anymore. I lived in fear. Just as I had made my decision to leave, my husband had moved out. I thought I was safe, finally, and yet I still received calls from him threatening me. After a year, he showed up late one evening at our home. I asked him to leave. I called police officers, and usually my husband won. The officer said I could not keep him out since the home was in both of our names. They left, and I told him to stay on the other side of the house. I went to my room, locked my door, and fell asleep. The next thing I remember, I had a gun to my head, and I was being sexually assaulted by my husband. I was terrified, and he threatened to kill me. I called the police right away, and they arrested him. But the next day I tried to press charges, and I was told I could not. He was my husband. You let him in your home. It was a losing battle for me. I could not fight my war at home anymore. The next day I packed my clothes in a trash bag and moved out. I filed for divorce in 2012 after being married for 17 years. I lost my home, my dignity, and all I worked for. I may not be healed completely, but I'm blessed to have family and friends when I needed them at Mujeres Unidas. Look at me now. I'm a successful insurance agent, plus I have given my last 13 years as a civic volunteer to my community of Edinburg with many organizations, and now I'm a board of director for Mujeres Unidas since 2023. In October 2024 at Mujeres Unidas Vigil, I admitted to the world I was a survivor and took my power back. That night, I made an impact on people, thanked me for sharing my story, and they were ready to use the services from Mujeres Unidas to break their cycle. Awareness is the first step toward change. We need action. This means supporting local shelters like Mujeres Unidas, advocating for stronger legal protections, and ensuring that survivors have the resources to rebuild their lives. Today, we wear purple and stand together to break the silence. Let us remember all those who did not survive and stand for the survivors who have endured unspeakable pain, plus those who are still struggling in the shadows, too afraid to seek help. To the survivors, you encourage, inspires us, and you deserve to live without fear. To everyone else, I urge you to be allies, to be advocates, and to be voices for those who have been silenced. I hope someone here hears my story and breaks their cycle. At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Estela de Anda from Mujeres Unidas and Board President Tricia Watts. Thank you.
First of all, I want to thank the mayor and the city council for the support they have given Mujeres Unidas through the year. We are a nonprofit organization. We serve the whole county of Hidalgo, and so we appreciate when the cities provide support. Last year, well, actually from this year, starting from January to September, we had 170 people that came seeking services at our agency for shelter and other support services. So we really need the support of the various cities that we provide services for. Unfortunately, that is a problem, like Sonia was saying, that is everywhere. It's not just here. And so we need to keep working to try to resolve the root of the problem, which is the family. Going back to the family and finding support, increasing awareness about this problem and the impact it has on the family. Nobody wants to lose their family, so we need to be able to reach out. And raise awareness so that people can learn to address anger with another method besides hitting or hurting people. And so that's what we do at Mujeres Unidas. We have a men's program that does work with men that are referred to us. And so we appreciate the support, and we ask you for your continued support so that we can keep helping victims and survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you all again for allowing us to have our time here today, and in line with what these two amazing ladies were discussing, and with our continued efforts to raise awareness and support for the crucial services that we provide in Hidalgo County. I'd like to make everyone aware that we are having our fundraiser coming up in November on the 13th. It'll be Cultura con Corazón. It'll be held here in the city of Edinburg. We'd love to have everyone's support and their efforts be contributed to what it is that we're continuing to try to do. And we hope to be able to feature all the local artists and talent that we have in the area as well on that evening. It'll be here at the Performing Arts Center, the city of Edinburg. Thank you all so very much for having us here today.
Thank you.
I also want to say, I want to thank the DA's office for being here to show support, the Crime Victim Unit, the Domestic Violence Unit, and the Crime Victim Unit for their support also.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I just want to say, excuse me, thank you so much for all that y'all do. You know, out in the community, Sonia, thank you for sharing that such personal story. And I just want to urge all the community to support, you know, Mujeres Unidas and the work that they do. So thank y'all so much. All right. Now we have a proclamation for recognizing October 2025 as Physician Assistance Month as requested by the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley PA program.
Yes, sir, Mayor. If you're here to receive the proclamation, if you can come to the podium. Physician Assistance Month, October 2025. Whereas physician assistants, PAs, are often the first point of contact for many patients and play a vital role in helping them understand their medical needs and empower them to become effective advocates for their own health. And where PAs are academically and clinically prepared to practice medicine in all settings and specialties, including the diagnosis and treatment of disease, assisting at surgery, and prescribing medications. Whereas quality, affordable, and accessible patient-centered healthcare provided by physician assistants contributes to the well-being and quality of life for all patients of Edinburg, Texas. And whereas a physician assistant is a valuable asset to the medical team. PAs practice medicine to enhance the delivery of high-quality healthcare for patients, often medically underserved and rural areas. And whereas PAs have earned the respect of the general public for their dedication and contributions to people's lives and for working together with the healthcare team to ensure delivery of more effective and efficient healthcare services. And whereas the City of Edinburg City Council recognizes the critical work and the added value of physician assistants in healthcare. Now therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Edinburg, Texas, by the power vested in them by law, do hereby recognize October 2025 as Physician Assistance Month and encourage everyone to thank a PA for their enhanced quality of care they provide.
Hi, good evening, Mayor Garza and members of the City Council. My name is Dr. Cristina Gonzalez, and I am a proud physician assistant and faculty member with the UTRGV PA program, and it's here in Edinburg, Texas. So on behalf of our students, alumni, and the PA community across the Rio Grande Valley, I want to sincerely thank the City of Edinburg for recognizing October 2025 as Physician Assistant Month. PAs play a vital role in expanding access to high-quality healthcare, serving patients in hospitals, clinics, and underserved areas throughout our region. We're especially proud that Edinburg is home to one of the oldest and most respected PA programs in the state of Texas, preparing the next generation of medical providers to care for our local community. Representing our PA community here today, we have some of our UTRGV faculty, including our department chair, Dr. Julianne Garza Castillo. We also have the Texas Academy of Physician Assistant President-elect, Dr. Heather Davis Lopez. And we have the President-elect for the RGVPA Society, Dr. Cassandra Whetstone. Also with us, we have 3 representatives of our student body. We have Jenna. We have Michael. And we have Giselle. All right. So just this month, our program was featured on KRGV for our mini PA for a Day outreach event at Canterbury Elementary. And this is one of the many ways that our students and faculty give back to the city that we call home. So we want to thank you again, the City of Edinburg, for your continued support of our profession and for celebrating the contributions of physician assistants who serve the people of the Rio Grande Valley on a daily basis. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much for all y'all do, and continued good luck to those of you and teaching all the young students that go through the program. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. All right, next we have a proclamation recognizing October 2025 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as requested by South Texas Health System.
If you're here to receive the proclamation, then we can come up to the podium. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October 2025. Whereas breast cancer is the most common cancer in women, excluding skin cancer, in the United States. The incidence of breast cancer increased by 1% annually overall during the most recent decade of data, with a steeper increase among women younger than 50 years, 1.4% per year, than those over 50 years old, 0.7% per year. And whereas an estimated 316,950 women and 2,800 men will be diagnosed, and 42,170 women and 510 men will die from breast cancer this year. Early detection significantly increases breast cancer survival rates, with over 90% 5-year survival for early stage detection for the American Cancer Society. And whereas approximately 1 in 8 women in the U.S. will be diagnosed with invasive breast cancer in their lifetime, and 1 in 43 will die from the disease per the CDC. And whereas mammograms are widely considered the gold standard for breast cancer screening because they can detect abnormalities in the breast tissue up to 2 years before they are detectable by touch, leading to earlier diagnosis and more effective treatment. And whereas South Texas Health System has been nationally recognized for its comprehensive breast care services, including 2D and 3D mammograms, earning the 2025 Women's Choice Award for America's Best Hospitals for comprehensive breast care, a distinction that recognizes STHS McAllen and STHS Edinburg for ranking in the top 7% of U.S. hospitals offering breast cancer services and meeting the highest standard of care in the nation, as set by the National Accreditation Program for Breast Cancer. And whereas South Texas Health System hosts a series of events throughout the month of October, including its Think Pink Parade at STHS McAllen as part of its annual Think Pink campaign, which aims to educate the community about early warning signs of breast cancer and the critical importance of early detection, while empowering women to prioritize their breast health. Now therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Edinburg, Texas, by the power vested in them by law, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2025 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and encourage everyone to join South Texas Health System's Think Pink initiative to make early breast cancer detection a priority to help save precious lives.
Council, my name is Mike Trevino. I'm the Director of Radiology at Edinburg, South Texas Health System, Edinburg. My colleague, Ms. Kim Davis, she's one of our pediatric administrators. As members of South Texas Health System, we are here to promote health, obviously, and we thank you for the proclamation to help raise awareness for breast cancer. As she stated, 1 in 8 females at some point may be diagnosed with breast cancer. So we are proud supporters of awareness for breast cancer. We highly encourage females of the ages of 40 and up to seek getting their screening mammograms. Again, early detection is the best fight that anybody can have for surviving breast cancer. So again, thank you all very much for this proclamation. And again, we're very proud to support the community of Edinburg as well as the surrounding communities as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all that y'all do. We really appreciate it. All right. we now have a proclamation recognizing October 2025 as Community Planning Month. And we have our department here of planning and to accept this award recognition.
Community Planning Month, October 2025. Whereas change is constant and affects all cities, towns, suburbs, counties, boroughs, townships, rural areas, and other places. And whereas community planning and plans can help manage this change in a way that provides an opportunity for all residents to be meaningfully involved in making choices that determine the future of the community. And whereas the full benefits of planning requires public officials and citizens who understand, support, and demand excellence in planning and plan implementation. And whereas the month of October is designated as National Community Planning Month throughout the United States of America and its territories. And whereas the celebration of National Community Planning Month gives us the opportunity to publicly recognize the participation and dedication of the members of planning commissions and other citizen planners who have contributed their time and expertise to the improvement of the city of Edinburg. And whereas the Edinburg City Council recognizes the many valuable contributions made by professional, community, and regional planners of the city of Edinburg and extend our heartfelt thanks for the continued commitment to public service by these professionals. Now therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Edinburg, Texas, by the power vested in them by law, do hereby recognize Community Planning Month and encourage everyone to express their appreciation to community planners for their diligence and professionalism in city planning and development.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for this recognition. I want to take this opportunity to thank my staff. Although I'm the one that comes here every 2 weeks to represent the department, it's because of this team that we have here tonight that Edinburgh continues to prosper and grow. I also want to thank Myra Ayala, our city manager, Jay Sines, our assistant city manager, for their guidance and continued support. And like Mayor said earlier today, we are blessed here in Edinburgh to have such a great team. Really happy to be part of this team. Thank you for everything, guys.
Thank you. And thank you for all y'all do. I know y'all have a tough job because there's so much happening in our city related to our city growing, and y'all are right in the middle of that. So thank you for all that y'all do, and I know it's going to continue. So, just, know that on behalf of myself and the council, we're just very grateful for all y'all do each and every day. So thank y'all. All right, we're going to move on now to item 7, public comments.
Yes, sir, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. The Edinburg City Council allows for a specific portion of the City Council meeting to be dedicated to public comments. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes. I will be taking time. Please note the public comment period is not interactive. The council may not respond to public comments. At this time, Mayor and Council, there are 5 public comments. The first public comment is Mardoqueo Hinojosa regarding capital projects dashboard.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, Mardoqueo Hinojosa, City Engineer. Just a little refresher course on our capital projects dashboard. I know I have not done this in a while, and I just want to share why we do this and how we do it and what it actually means. So if I can get up, okay. So while the screen is coming up, every week we do provide a weekly report to management and to our elected officials, yes, and everything is done through our dashboard. The same information that we provide to you guys is the same information that's on our dashboard. And if you go to our website, it's fairly simple. It's on our landing page. If I can get this shared for the people here, just on the top. Yes, please. I wasted a good 3 minutes here. But in any case, so we get to our landing page of projects. We actually share how many projects we have under design, under construction. Right now we have a total of 34. It's everything from engineering projects, utility projects, public works, solid waste, airport, anybody that has a project, the total number is reflected here. These projects are updated weekly, In addition to that, this landing page also shows our public infrastructure projects advisory committee meetings, which basically is the same information that we show on the dashboard, same information that we show here as well. Then go to the actual page. If we click on any project that we have an engineering under construction, the good thing about this, we actually fly all these projects every month to have a comparison from month to month and how it looks. Right there you have a section of Alberta Road that is currently under construction, and we also provide whatever the latest and greatest status is. So again, what we provide to our residents is the same information that we provide to our elected officials. It also gives you timelines when we expect the project to get completed. It also gives you how much money we're spending on them. For example, on your right-hand corner, it says how much money we have spent this Alberta Road project and how much we have paid up. Thank you.
The next public comment is Jacqueline Baez Lugo regarding citizens' concern.
Hi, good evening. First, I want to say thank you and congratulations on your retirement. And I'm sure you're going to take a big long vacation after this. So congratulations. So everybody knows we're still in early voting. So make sure people get out to vote. Some of you guys are still in the run. So we're going to see you hopefully in November. And also there's 17 amendments that people need to vote. So I just want to encourage people to get to know this stuff. It's kind of difficult to learn. But like, for example, some of them are very self-explanatory. Like, for example, Proposition 15, parents are the primary decision makers of the children. Constitutional amendment clarifying the voter must be a U.S. citizen. That's basically. And also there's some other ones that are very important for people disabled and people with this elderly. They will get also like an exemption in their homestead. So basically, I'm not going to tell people what to vote for, but to make sure they do study all these things and get their voices heard and make sure they get to vote. Thank you so much.
The next public comment is for further clarity regarding taxpayers.
Well, gentlemen, here we go again. It is early voting time and all the signs are out. This may not be a good time to tell you, but putting out signs does not encourage people to vote for you, but it gives people an idea of how much money you are spending for a non-paying job. Every candidate knows what the people want, but no candidate is willing to say it. People want 4 things. Lower the tax rate, it is 63 cents, and the McAllen rate is 46 cents. Stop giving away our money. The city gave $10 million to DHR. The city is building a multi-story parking lot for the county for around $25 million and a $39 million for a football stadium for the University of Texas. Still haven't figured that one out yet. And then the city went out for a bond for $9 million because it did not have sufficient funds for needed equipment. Stop giving the Economic Development Corporation $15 million of sales tax a year. The City Council can put this item on the ballot and change the amount given to the EEDC. In the interim, it can or you can delegate some public work projects to the EEDC. Repeal the public-private partnership ordinance adopted as a way of allowing the council to allow one developer to submit solicited or unsolicited proposals for the use of city funds. I know this may be a lot to ask for a candidate running for office, but if you are competing to serve the public, shouldn't you be prepared to do more that is more cost-effective? As I said before, we are at the beginning of early voting process. If anyone has any questions concerning the candidates or the 17 propositions, please give me a call or step out the door. The 17 propositions, please, as they just said, we don't want to wait till the time you're up there at the polls and looking at them. Check them out. You can get them off of the county website at the election department or the Secretary of State. 17 of them. The majority, I have to admit, are yes, but there are 4 that are no. So if you, and I would like to thank you, Mayor. You didn't give us time earlier so we could say thank you or how bad a job, but you've done a good job, and I thank you for Edinburg. You have thought of us, and you have been open to the public for us to speak. I do always say that Edinburg is a friendly town to the public that come here. Thank you.
Ms. McClarity also has questions on item 8A and item 11E, or F, might be F, 11F. The next public comment is Ricardo Gomez, Food and Soil Sustainability.
Might I be recognized? Thank you. So just briefly, I know with the government shutdown happening, SNAP might be at risk this coming November. Perhaps they'll solve it before then, maybe, maybe not. I was just thinking that since in North Texas, Eden Green laid off about 100 of its workers, maybe some experts in vertical farms, they were vertical farms, perhaps we could use them, or at least contact them or a professor, somebody that could help in creating a more sustainable system here, you know, on account of things like pests, Mexican fruit fly, perhaps, and having sustainable soil, of course, composting. I know there's been research in pineapple rinds for helping make soil more fertile, along with orange peels. Were done by scientists in, I believe it was Utah for the pineapple and the Amazon for orange peels. Well, that experiment was by accident, but move on. Yeah, a vertical farm for composting maybe on one floor, and then probably the lowest one, and then maybe the next one up, fruit, produce of any kind. But for lowering taxes, something that could be cheap and more efficient. I know Brownsville and Cameron are working on a waterfront, a riverfront. Mosquitoes, I know they always have a problem. American berry beauty or American beauty berry is a San Antonio brush. It's been shown to be more effective than DEET in repelling mosquitoes when you crush up the leaves. Since it's native to Texas, perhaps we could plant them along there or here even, and just have that. Again, you can contact your horticulturists or again, these people that were laid off that maybe have nothing but free time. And so yeah, so there's something there that we won't cost too much taxpayer money. It's just native brush that could help with, you know, pathogens and such from mosquitoes. I think that's about all. Well, there's more always, but I don't know. Thank you.
The last public comment is by Ms. Diane Teeter regarding support of library.
Good evening, Diane Teeter. And I have my library card here, which allows me to check out books not only from Edinburg Library, but also from Hidalgo County, as well as ebooks. This free card represents a world of opportunity and access if you read or are attempting to learn to read in one language or others. I go to the library 2 weeks to once a month and have witnessed the overcrowding and the needs. I'm here to advocate for the expansion of the Sakula Memorial Library, contrary to public comments from last meeting. While Edinburg is fortunate to have a robust school district with over 40 campuses, the libraries within ECISD are not public libraries. They are designed to serve students and staff, not the general public. And access is tightly controlled for safety and legal compliance. Visitors must check in, follow campus security protocols, and are typically restricted during school hours. These school libraries cannot host open community events, provide unrestricted internet access, or serve as gathering spaces for families, seniors, or job seekers. In contrast, the Sakula Library is open to all. It offers citizenship classes, bilingual literacy programs, career workshops, and free internet access. Services that school libraries are not equipped or authorized to provide. It was stated in the last council meeting that 64% of the city has internet access. So expanding digital access in the libraries is unnecessary. So are we supposed to exclude the remaining third of our community's access as they are deemed unimportant by some people? Edinburgh's population is growing, and so is the demand for inclusive, accessible learning spaces. The Sakula Library is already stretched thin, and a needs-based assessment is ongoing. Expanding it would allow for more meeting rooms, study areas, and digital resources, ensuring that every resident, regardless of age or income, has a place to learn, connect, and thrive. Let's be clear, school libraries cannot replace the public library. They serve different missions, follow different rules, and face different constraints. And I would also like to say that early voting has begun, and I would urge everyone to make an informed decision and vote, as elections have consequences from local to state to federal elections. UTRGV is right down the street. It's easy to vote. I was there this morning, no waiting line. So if you've got too much of a wait time at the square, come to UTRGV.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There are no further comments.
All right, thank you. We're going to move on to public hearings. Item 8, we have actually 3, A, B, and C. So I'm going to open up this public hearings for all these items. So if you're here to speak on any of these items, you're welcome to come up to the podium at this time and state your comments for any items A, B, or C. The hearing is now open.
Okay, it is on the first one there, 8A. I would like them to explain what it is and why you wouldn't think that it was a good idea at this time. I've read this 10 acres, it's vacant, and they're wanting agriculture use, and it's outside of the city limits of Edinburg. And again, the surrounding land consists of vacant land and single-family residence uses. So it says that the proposed zoning is inconsistent with the future land use, but how long is the future? So I was questioning as to why it couldn't be done now and be changed later whenever the area changes completely. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This property is zoned currently suburban residential, and she's right, most of the property in that area is vacant at this time. The applicant requested that we rezone it back to agriculture because she's got no intentions of building on there at this time. For tax purposes also, she wanted to change the tax rate. She wanted everything to be in line with the appraisal, and she wanted the city to rezone it back to agriculture. Now, the Planning and Zoning Commission did approve it, so they did grant her request. But the future land use map does have all this area as commercial and industrial to the north, so that's why staff's position was to keep it the way that it is.
So it's outside the city? Is there a reason why
Not outside the city, it's within our city.
Oh, it is
limits.
inside, I'm sorry.
Yes.
So it is inside our city?
It's
I
about-
see the line goes just east of that?
Now, it borders our city limits.
That's right, okay.
On the west side, but it is within our city limit.
Got it.
Goes back up. It says outside
Yeah,
the
it
city
touches.
limits.
The west side,
Just one side.
just one
So
side.
since it touches, it becomes city limits?
It's within the city
It's in,
limits.
this is, yeah, it's on the west side, so. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
and anything, if they do plan to do anything, they'd have to come back.
They'd have to come back.
Yeah, they'd
right.
have to come back, so, okay. All right. Anybody else with any public comments at this time for any items A, B, or C? If not, we'll close the public hearing and we'll take each item one by one. Item A.
Consider the ordinances providing for the comprehensive plan amendment from general commercial uses to suburban uses and the rezoning request from residential suburban district to agriculture and open space district as described, located at 1000 West Ingle Road as requested by Onas O. Zamora and Lisandro Zamora.
Council?
Motion to approve with discussion.
All right, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second? Go ahead.
So I noticed it was a unanimous vote at P and Z, but staff recommended denial. And so that's one of my questions. The other question, do you know what, I know it says agriculture, but do we have a purpose or a plan?
I believe the applicants were here earlier today, but they might have left. They just want to use it for farm purposes. They're not going to be doing any type of
farming.
Yeah, just for farming.
And so the denial is based just on land use?
Just on the future land use map.
Future land use.
All right, if there's not anything else, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item B.
Consider the ordinances providing for the comprehensive plan amendment from outer urban uses to general commercial uses and the rezoning request from residential primary district to commercial general district as described, located at 4016 South Veterans Boulevard, as requested by Jose Angel Santos Jr.
To approve. All right, we have a motion. Is there a second? We have a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item C.
Consider the ordinances providing for the comprehensive plan amendment from outer urban uses to general commercial uses and the rezoning request from commercial neighborhood district to commercial general district as described, located at 4107 South Veterans Boulevard, as requested by K&O Property Development.
To approve. Second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We're going to move on to item 9, ordinances. We have one ordinance, item A.
Consider ordinance providing for the temporary special use permit for the 18th Annual Children's Fall Festival, Friday, October 24, 2025, located at 1102 West Trenton, as requested by Cassandra Rodriguez, representative South Texas Health System Children's Hospital.
Move to approve. All right, we have a motion. Second. And a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We're going to move on to item 10, awarding of bids. We have one item, item A.
Consider awarding bid number 2025-28, annual water plant chemicals to the lowest bidder per line item on per unit price, and execute any documents related thereto.
All right, council.
So move to the lowest bidder.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. I just had a question, real quick on just it's each item. So it's as needed, right? For the lowest bidder, because I see we had different items.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Gerardo Carmona, Director Utilities. So that is correct. Even though we had 12 bids, each company can only sell like a specific type of chemical.
Okay.
So based on these 8 different items, those were the lowest ones for each of the different chemicals.
So it's a mix of.
It's a mixture. Yes, sir.
Got it. All right. Thank you. All right. All in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Council, we have consent agenda item 11. I think there was a question on item F, I think. So if I can get a motion on all the others except item F.
So move.
We have a motion.
Second.
And a second to approve items A, B, C, D, E, G, and H with the exception of F. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item F.
Consider approving the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget transfers for the Ebony Hills Golf Course Fund, General Fund, Los Lagos Golf Club Fund, Solid Waste Management Fund, and the Utility Fund.
All right, can I get a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a second. I think there was a question. Yes.
I was hoping he was going to come up and describe what's happening, because I looked at the backup and it talks about Ebony Hills Golf Course, and it gives an amount $17,600. I looked for different things that were there, and then it says general. They're going to get $158,150. And I questioned, talked about office supply, office furniture, and things like this. Kind of explain why. Is it a new office, a new department? What is it that needs this? Motor vehicle fuel. I can kind of understand that. That's $45,740 for Los Lagos. And then the solid waste. That's the one that I always worry about, because that's where the money is. And it's talking about $1,600,000 $1,555. And just wanted him to kind of explain what it was, because talking about meters and boxes, 173,935. What are they now coming in is what I was asking. Thank you.
Thank you. And our finance director could go ahead. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Asensio Alonso, Director of Finance. This is the final transfer of funds within each fund. All the funds were within balance. There were no additional appropriations. I think she mentioned office furniture. I think one of the departments, city manager department, that went over by $100 on one of the line items. There was no additional. That was a total for furniture. There were no additional transfers from solid waste fund. No additional appropriations. In total, all funds are within budget.
So none of this affects our fund balance. It was
Not
just
affect
at
our
the
fund-
end of the fiscal year.
That is correct.
So this is for last fiscal year.
This is for last fiscal year. We did have some invoices that came in October for the lag. You know, they purchased them in September. We paid them in October. So this is mainly for presentation purposes for financials. So, but all funds.
The adjustments have already been made. You just need our approval to,
Yes.
to make
Yes,
sure
sir.
we close
For
out.
transparency purposes,
Right.
we bring them to council, and but all funds were within budget. No additional appropriations. It does not affect fund balance.
And I do see on some of them, it's like transfer from salaries. I imagine those are vacancies. Is that correct?
That is
Okay.
correct.
So we're not eliminating positions, or it's just.
No, sir.
the-
No, sir.
the
And this
vacant-
we don't recommend it during the year. We look at it at September when the positions are no longer filled at that time.
And my only other question would be, all these items that we looked at to transfer into, are those items that were unforeseen, or were they items that?
It's a combination of both. Some were unforeseen. Some we have let's say fuel. If it goes up, their estimation. So it's budgeted, but some of these items we come up and they do go through a review process. The department director, the staff takes it to our directors. Our directors visit with our assistant city managers, and then our city manager also looks at that, and I also look at every item. So we do have internal controls to look at that, but it's items within their budget.
And I assume we took that into it, I guess, account for this new fiscal year.
Yes,
okay.
we look at, try to estimate the end of the year. We are within what we projected. So we did look at that because that becomes our starting balance for the next fiscal year during the budget process.
Great. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. All in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 12, Council, is there any items to be requested by you all for the next meeting? All right, if not, I'm going to move on to item 13, executive session. Can I get a motion to convene into executive session?
So moved.
We have a motion. We have a second? We have a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. It's 7:02 p.m. We're now going into executive session. All right, we are back from executive session. Can I get a motion to reconvene?
So move.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Just want the record to reflect that there was no action taken in executive session. I believe we do need some action at this time on some items in executive.
Yes, Mayor, we have action required on a few items. On item 13A, I'm recommending a motion authorizing the city attorney and the city manager to proceed as directed as discussed in executive session.
Motion approved.
All right, we have a motion. We have a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
On item 13B, recommend a motion authorizing the conveyance of real property pursuant to an economic development agreement with Brown Brothers Limited as presented in executive session, and to authorize and direct the city manager to effectuate all instruments, agreements, and documents necessary to accomplish the conveyance of the property in accordance with the terms and conditions of the agreement as discussed in executive session.
So move. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And lastly, on item 13C, recommend a motion to proceed as directed as discussed.
So move. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Any other item?
No further actions needed.
Very well. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So move. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. We're adjourned.